What's up, everybody? I just wanted to take a moment to discuss how to raise chicks and what you need to do that from the beginning. So let's get into it. You can order your chicks online. You can try and find someone in your area, maybe on Craigslist or on Facebook, or ask around. Some farm stores, some pet stores sell chicks and you can get them, but we actually purchase ours online. There's a few different companies and I'll put a link for the one that we use in the description below, and we have them sent at 25 at a time because they send them in a box, and they have to be able to stay warm, and so they put them in a box and their body heat keeps them warm while they travel for days to come to Hawaii. I don't know how long it takes to get other places, but it takes a few days to get here. So you have them, you order them, or you buy them from the store, you bring them home. You want to make sure that you have a good shelter for them to start off. And so for us, we use cardboard box. We actually take a bunch of small cardboard boxes and tape them together, or you can get a big appliance box, maybe a refrigerator box. I've heard of people not just using cardboard boxes, I've heard of people putting them in their bathtub. I don't know if I could do that. Some people, they use a dog kennel. We've used that before. Other times we've used a tote or a container and just put them inside like that. We used a cardboard box because we can make it as big as we want and expand onto it as the chicks grow. You want to make sure and make it high enough, because when they get a few weeks old, they're going to try and jump out. They love to play and love to explore. You want to make sure and put some bedding down. You want to get pine shavings. Don't get the other kind, get pine shavings, because the other ones can be harmful for them. So get pine shavings, and that's really good for when they go poo, and it soaks it up. It's easier to clean up and it makes them feel more comfortable and helps with the smell too. The third thing is that you want to have a heater. Now, we've used a few different things to make sure that they feel nice and cozy. Right now we have a heating plate, and what it is it's a flat plate, and it has adjustable legs, so you can make different angles out of it as they get older to make sure it stays further from the ground, as they don't need the heat as much. But it's really good because it simulates actually a hen sitting on its chicks. And yeah, they jump on top and they make it really dirty, and you might have to clean it up, but for us, we found that it's been the best thing. We've used the heat lamps before, the lights, the bulbs, but we've noticed that it's securing that can be a little sticky sometimes. We've heard horrible stories of people's chicken coops burning down, and just really being a hazard. So we just prefer this really safe heating plate, and it's what we would suggest for you as you're gonna start out. So you wanna make sure and have a thermometer. So a thermometer is gonna be good so that you can monitor how hot it is. Now, a lot of people suggest that it should be 95 degrees to 100 degrees for the first 2 weeks. And then after that, you can back it down 5 degrees per week as they get older until you hit a month. And then, especially in Hawaii, it's a lot, they don't need it as much as they do in a colder area. We used to live in Alaska, and it was very different than here. They would really get close to that all the time in Alaska, and here they just don't. In the garage here, it's really warm. In our garage in Alaska, it was a little colder, so they really need it to be, exact. So get a thermometer. You can purchase that at your pet store, and I'll put a link in the description for what we purchased for this round. The next thing is they need to have a waterer. There's a couple different things that you can do. We actually went down to our local farming store and found these bases that you can actually screw in a mason jar to if you don't want to purchase one of their containers, one of the top pieces. You don't have to. You can use a mason jar if you have it at home, and that will suffice until the chickens get a little bit bigger and they need a bigger water container, so you don't have to fill it up so often. But in the beginning, you want to change it out every single day because they're kicking up the dust, and you just want to make sure that they have what they need every single day. And so you can find those. We'll put a link in the description for that as well. The next thing is you're gonna wanna have a feeder. So the same principle as the waterer, you can purchase a base and use a mason jar. But in the beginning, we just use the base. And what we do is we actually use the starter feed. You can find that at your farm store. We just use the base and we put the feed in there. We actually add water to it to soften it up. And it's really good for not wasting so much. They don't kick as much of it up and throw it all over the place. They do some, no doubt, but it seems to help a lot. So for the first few weeks we'll do that, add water to it, and but we won't do that forever. I hope this helps you when you are considering raising chicks and going to move to sustainability in that sense. And we just wanted to show all the different things that you need before you get started. Kind of count the cost before you get into it. Know what you're gonna do, and so I hope this helps you. Remember, I'm gonna put the links below if you want to use that. If not, I would check local places in your area to try and find all these supplies. You can do this. It's very simple, and you're gonna have a lot of fun, especially when you get the chicks, and they are just adorable. So get after it, and we'll see you on the next video.